Hello, everybody, and welcome to
Yeah,
today's live conversation hosted by the Alabama Talent Triad. I'm Brittany Odom. I'm the content marketer for the Alabama Talent Triad, and I am joined with Casey Taylor, our community engagement specialist. And we are thrilled to have you here. Today, we're diving into a topic that is empowering and often overlooked, and that is transferable skills, and
that's
hence
right.
the title of this live because everyone has transferable skills. So, whether you've worked in retail, you've raised a family, you've served in the military, or you've volunteered in your community, you have valuable skills that employers are looking for. Right, Casey?
Exactly. Exactly. And a lot of times we don't really know what transferable skills are. So when we're doing our resume now, it's totally different from when we were doing resumes back 10, 20 years ago. So a lot of times we think that things don't matter. All that was so back in the day and all of that good stuff. And so, why do I need to put that I worked in fast food? Why do I need to put down that I used to work as a, CNA when I'm in tech now? You know, different areas, that we may go into. We never know because a lot of times we have a non-linear path, a career. It's very few now that can say they've been in the same job for 25, 30 years and they retired. Most of the time teachers, they can say that. But for the most part, in our generation, as of now, we are not seeking to even have a linear career path. We have a different mindset. I don't know if it was because of the pandemic, what have you, but now our mindset is I want to make the money that's going to take care of me and my family. So when you're getting ready to do your resume now, a lot of people have been working in that same career path for a little while. So they're like, well, what do I put down? What do I list? And we just want to help you out, maybe give you some clarity on that today. So you can, revisit your resume. Hopefully you have uploaded your resume to the Alabama Talent Triad um, platform and learned from our last meeting last week what it's all about. Looked around, um, just to see what think about skills that you want to list for yourself for your profile.
Yeah. When we talk about transferable skills, people really want to know what are they? What are transferable skills? So I'm going to provide the definition.
Hmm.
Transferable skills are abilities that you've gained in one context that can be applied to another. So think about communication, problem solving, teamwork, adaptability. Those are golden skills for any job. And so you already have, or most people already have those skills, the communication skills, the problem solving skills, the networking skills, the adaptability. You have those skills already. So think about in last week's episode, we talked about the parallels between a fast food worker and a bank teller, right?
Hmm.
What skills do these two career paths or jobs have in common? Cash handling, customer service, de-escalation. They're adaptable because they have to learn new software quickly and implement it. Those are transferable skills. One is in fast food, one is in finance, but some people don't make that connection right away.
Hmm. Yes, they do not make that connection. So we're here today to try to help you to navigate through your skills and go back and revisit those jobs that you had back when you were a teenager, maybe, or early 20s, and think about that. Really what were you doing when you were at the fast food restaurant and you were a cashier? Let's think about the cashier job. It is customer service. So you're able, you learn speaking skills, how to communicate. You have good communication skills. And so a lot of companies are looking for the soft skills now. they are really concerned about soft skills when it comes down to their applicants, because we kind of were in a bubble when the pandemic was going on, and so a lot of us worked from home during that time, and so we became, our communication became more of Teams and Zoom, and texting each other through Teams or whatever. Skype at the time. A lot of people were using Skype. So a lot of companies are saying, and I heard this from the horse's mouth at a meeting that when I was in teaching, that they were talking about how, the applicants are great. They have skills and all of that. But when it comes down to communication and able to work in a team environment, they kind of shy away from that. So if you are the type of person that I know I was at first when I started working in fast food, I was shy. But when you're a cashier, you always have to communicate. So you need to put down, those skills. That's a transferable skill, communication.
And customer experience, not just customer service, right?
Mhm.
So if I want to go back to my days as a teenager working at Starbucks,
Mhm.
we had our regulars. Every Starbucks has their regulars that come in with their regular orders. When you
Right.
see those cars pulling up or you see that recurring customer coming up, you start prepping their drink before they even open the door. So by the time
Exactly.
they counter or by the time they reach that drive-through window, their drink is already made the way that they
Mhm.
like it,
That's
right?
right.
So you know your customer and you build customer relationships that way. And that is a skill. But for people who may have not worked a traditional job or may have not ever worked a job and you want to figure out what your transferable skills are,
Mhm.
you can ask yourself, what do people come to me for help with? You can do that. You can ask yourself, what is it that I do that makes me feel confident? To try to
Mhm.
identify some transferable skills, you can think about what challenges that you may have overcome, right? You've
Right.
built up resilience somewhere. These questions can reveal some skills that you may have. So, if you're an adult and you've managed a household, you've juggled logistics and budgeting, and if you got children, conflict resolution, project management,
Tell me
those
about
are
it.
skills that you have. You may not have them in the formal job setting, but you do practice those skills in your real life, and those are still valid and valuable.
Right. And even when you're a teller, if you've worked in retail, those skills, from sales, because a lot of times in banking, you have to meet a quota every month, in which you have to open so many accounts, do so many loans. So you become like,
Resales.
yes. So retail, banking, teller, all of that, working in retail, that brings a lot of transferable skills into banking, because you're handling money as well as a cashier and everything. So you may want to think about being, in banking, being a teller, or being a banker. Most people
Hmm.
start off as being a teller and they move on to, bigger things and everything. So there's endless possibilities. And as mothers, a lot of times when we're at home and raising our kids, those who are afforded that opportunity, we may think, "Oh, well, I don't know what to put on my resume, because I've been at home, but you have to deal with time management,
Hmm.
multitasking, uh, teamwork, problem solving, put those kind of skills in there too,
Yeah,
because
and if you're
being a
head of
mom,
household, you're the leader of the house, leadership.
right?
But you do want to get a little descriptive with the skills that
Mhm.
you're listing. So if instead of saying like I was a cashier, no,
Mhm.
you manage customer transactions
Yeah.
efficiently while ensuring and maintaining a positive experience.
Mhm. Yes, and just
Get
make it
descriptive with
sound.
it. Expand it
Yeah.
out because it was more than just what does a cashier really do? It's not just here, take the money. I'm just during the transaction, you're talking to the customer. You're asking about their experience. You're asking them what else do they need, right? You're giving them a full experience and you're closing out the sale. So you're doing more than just, oh, I'm just a cashier. Really think about it and fluff it up, fan out
Yes,
everything that you've done, really, and you'll see
exactly.
it's a bigger picture than what you've been painting for yourself.
Hmm. And a lot of times employers, they do seek out those transferable skills. They look for key transferable skills. A lot of times they're looking for those interpersonal skills, um, that kind of set you above the rest, with it as far as experience goes. So you can't think that, oh, it doesn't matter. Yes, it may matter. If you never know when you put your application or your resume on the Alabama Talent Triad, you just never know where it could land you, where your profile could pull up, and you could be in the top 5% for that a particular job that you probably thought you never qualified for. So never think that your skills don't matter. It's a part of you. It's a part of what makes you unique, and it could very well be what the company is looking for. A lot of times, in human resources, they need many different skills and everything. But you if you like to do like parties, baby showers, you do events and everything like that. That ties in with human resources as well, because you're there for the employees. A lot of times you have to set up different events like the birthday parties every month, employee appreciation week. So you have to plan like for the whole week of events for the employees and staff. So those skills, event planning is a very transferable skill. A lot of companies want someone who have that type of skill set, you know, organized. That's good for project management. Someone who likes to set up events.
Mm.
It's-
I'm
That
trying to log
that has a lot to do with project management. They have to stay on task. They have to have everything done by a certain time. So that's a don't forget that as a skill as well. Event planning, because they look at the employee as, where can we put this employee where they where do they work best, what job would they really shine in, you know and when you tell your story, you'll be surprised. Those transferable skills that you thought were meaningless to them is everything to the employer. Makes you who you are, and it also helps the team.
Yeah, it does. I am going to just show a little bit of the Alabama Talent Triad platform. This is what shows up after you log in to your account in the Alabama Talent Triad. We're going to talk about skills here. So, in your LER section under your wallet, you're going to go to skills
Hmm.
if it will load properly, and you can add skills. Say you didn't have a particular job role that's associated with the skill, or a particular certificate that's associated with the skill, but you know that you've done something, you can
Hmm.
add your skills.
Yes.
Don't click sync. Sync is when you have to sync it with the credential that you have, but add skills. So if we wanted to put customer service, there's a whole bunch of different, let me type in customer, a whole bunch of options.
Hmm.
We can pick what best flows with us. You responded to customer inquiries and resolved customer or homeowner complaints. These are tied to a whole bunch of different jobs and credentials that are in the Alabama Credential Registry. These are
Hmm.
relevant skills. So you
Yeah.
handle customer questions and inquiries. You interpret customer requirements. You collect money from customers. This sounds like cashier right here. Collect money
Sound
from
like
customers
cashier
in
to me.
exchange. Right. We've created a system here so that there isn't a lot of word hodgepodge, but to keep it simple for employers.
Right.
And this is how you would add skills that's self attested. If you have certifications or a degree or other micro credentials that you wanted to add, you would put that here in credentials. And once you add the credentials, we're just going to add one for fun here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's just say they got their credential from, I'm going to just put Alabama Talent Triad for right now. Oh, I don't have a student ID. Doggone it. Well, maybe we just wanted to upload one. Oh, I can't. I can't. I don't have any credentials. I don't have any credentials to put in here.
You
But you can
you can
embed
try.
link, and what will occur. Let me go into.
Let's say you had the Microsoft Certified Professional. That's a credential. That's through
Yeah,
Microsoft.
but I just wanted to show the associated skills
Mm-hmm.
here, associated competencies. And this
Yeah.
would show up in your resume when you begin to build your resume in the resume builder. If you wanted to include this particular credential, all of these associated skills with the credential would show up automatically in your resume builder.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of shared drafts here. Sorry, this is a demo account, you guys. So it's just loading. So let's just go into this one for the CNA, right? They have their medical associate certificate, and these are all the skills that were associated with that one certification. And that's what shows up on their resume because all they're looking for is a CNA job.
Right.
But if you're looking for more than that, if you're looking to pivot into a new career, you have to put in your self attested skills
Mm-hmm.
and add those self attested skills to your resume in the talent triad in order for the platform to pick up those skills and match those skills with job requisitions that we have in the platform. And you guys have to remember there are over 116,000 open jobs in Alabama across all sectors and industries. You never know where you may fit in, and the only time you miss an opportunity is when you don't put yourself out there for it. So start putting yourself out there for these opportunities. You have transferable skills. But first, you have to sign up for the Alabama Talent Triad and create your digital learner wallet. Add your skills, add your experiences, create your resume, your skills focused resume, and match with employers who are looking for your skills. It's not just about your job titles. Your job only tells part of your story. Your skills paints a broader picture. And that's what we want you guys to understand is that your
Mm.
skills will help lead you into new opportunities that you may have not even thought of before.
Yes, and we often talk about this, how you have to embrace the pivot. Embrace the pivot. Because this system is so sophisticated and is, based off of intelligence, AI, and is able to narrow down the search, or narrow you down to where you fit best as far as what job is best for you. It's really a sophisticated system. So, embrace the pivot, because when you click on recommended jobs, when she was showing the screen, um, the home page of the screen that you will input your
Mhm.
information, recommended jobs, you will be surprised the system finds what jobs it finds that you probably would never have thought um, you were good at. So you have to embrace that and say, well, I'll go ahead and put in for this job. I never thought that would be something I would be good at. Trust the system.
Trust the system. It works.
Trust the system. It works. So
It
embrace the pivot. Do
embrace the
not be
pivot.
afraid. Embrace it.
And
Put in for that job anyway. Anyway, say I'm going to take a leap of faith here, and I'm going to try this new, path, this new career path, and you never know where it could land you. And great people that you'll meet along the way, like Brittany.
I'm a pivoter for real. I've
Yeah.
worked entertainment, music, entertainment, and TV, healthcare, childhood education, nonprofit. So I've been all over the place. But
Yes.
everywhere I go, I realized that there are some similarities as far as operations
Hmm.
across these different industries. And that has come in handy. Healthcare has really helped me a lot because in healthcare, you have to be organized, you have to be detail oriented. You cannot let anything slip because patient lives are on the line. So that comes in handy in any industry, being organized and detail oriented.
Hmm. And it's just
But
helping you grow your career. You want to grow, you know. A lot of people say now that they feel, stagnant, in their career, and they're ready for something new, something different. That's why it's so important to use this new tool, because it will recommend something new to you. I guarantee you that you'll be like, maybe customer relations. I saw that come up, and I was like, customer relations. Hmm.
well, I
Okay.
did not show in the platform how people can use the Alabama Talent Triad to learn new skills or find courses so that they can obtain new skills. So, if you look at our credential registry, there are a lot of courses available through ACCS, different apprenticeship programs, training programs that help you learn new skills. Some of these programs are free if you qualify, some you may need WIOA funding for, and some are at a low cost, short term courses, a few weeks at most, so that you can
Yes.
learn a new skill. And one new skill that is super relevant that there are classes for, I believe through ACCS, and you can go through the platform and see which
Yes.
schools offer AI literacy, digital
Yes.
literacy.
That is
That
very
is
important.
in demand skill, and there are resources in the Alabama Talent Triad to lead you to those skills at a low cost.
Mm.
Um, that's something that is worth investing in. As we know, AI is everywhere. We can't get away from it. Now we don't even know what the deep fakes are anymore.
I know.
So having some AI literacy skills
Yes.
important in this current workforce, and it can take you a long way. Um, we're going to start to close a little bit. So for the audience listening, I just want to let you know this is the next step to take. I want you to take a few minutes, think about what you've done in work, in life, in learning, and start translating those experiences into skills that you can put on your resume. So
Yes.
create a wallet with the Alabama Talent Triad. Visit www.alabamatalenttriad.com,
Mm.
log in, create your digital learner wallet, and start building your profile so that you can connect with real opportunities, not just job opportunities, but learning opportunities and other resources to help you advance in your career. This is an
Mhm.
investment that you're making in yourself. And this is a free platform. You don't pay anything for it, but you can get a lot out of it. And so that is what I am encouraging for you to do today.
All right, you heard it. So let's get to work. Go back to that resume. Go to the Alabama Talent Triads website. Go back. Look at your skills. Find those skills. Start typing them in. They auto populate. And you just
They
brings
auto
up a list
populate.
that auto populate. That's the great thing about this system. It's so sophisticated. It does. You don't have to do a lot of typing. It already has a lot of data in its system that you can just click on and add to your profile. Easy peasy, one click. Just like the
Easy.
easy button that everybody click on.
And I will say, don't get discouraged when the outline doesn't look like a regular resume. It will read well through the applicant tracking systems that a lot of these companies use. So don't worry about the format. It is proven to get through the ATSs, the applicant tracking systems. So it's a unique it's a unique approach, and it's skills focused. So we have to remember that it's skills focused.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
sign up for the triad, start today, and reach out to us here on LinkedIn if you have any questions. You can reach out to me specifically, message me, follow the Alabama Talent Triad, and we will see you next week.
Bye.